Student aspirations is one of those cool words out there that schools use all the time. It's in mission statements. We all want our kids to have aspirations. When a teacher thinks they have a student with aspirations, their life would be easier. But the real question for us was, how do you define it and what does it really mean? Because it's not just about dreaming. When we talk about aspirations to people, they always say, oh, it's someone that can dream and set goals for themselves. The way we define aspirations is having the ability to set goals and to dream about the future, but being inspired in the present to get there. So we look at aspirations as two components, one of dreaming and one of doing.
Student voice has a role to play in that, because obviously until you start asking students what their dreams are and what they're prepared to do to achieve those dreams, you really have no idea. You know, you wind up with some kind of generalized aspiration to go to college or get a job. We talk a lot in schools about career college readiness. But we find in our research that when a student starts working in school on goals they've set for themselves, particular goals that they've set for themselves, whether those are career goals like, you know, to be a doctor, a lawyer, candlestick maker, whatever, or you know, their own goals to go to a particular college or to be even happy. We talk to kids when you ask, "What's your goal?" I just want to be happy. I want to have a successful life. When you start to connect their efforts in school, they're doing, as Russ said, to their dreams, then they excel. Then they achieve that sort of academic, personal, and social success that we want all our students to have.
And by getting at their voice, it allows us to understand not only what their aspirations are, but what are the influences in their life that affect their aspirations. So, for example, when we talk about student aspirations and voice, we're looking at things like what creates students' sense of self-worth. In other words, you know, what makes them feel important in school? We ask questions, does your teacher care if you're absent from school? And over half the students in our country say no. We ask questions, does your teacher even know your name? Half the students say no. We know teachers know the students' names, but we're not using it enough. So when we're looking at the notion of student voice and aspirations coming together, what the voice does, it breathes the reality of what aspirations can and should be for students. And once we get through the self-worth, we look about their level of engagement. We ask students, you know, are you allowed to be curious and creative in schools? Do you have a spirit of adventure? And then ultimately, the sense of purpose. Asking students, what do they think about themselves? How engaged are they in their learning? But mostly, what are they going to do in the future? Who do they see themselves becoming? Not what they want to be, but what kind of person do they want to become? And that's where the marriage of the voice and the aspirations comes together.